Welcome to the SOGOpod, everybody. I'm Kinder.
And I'm Frank.
Brought to you by Caitlyn Jenner's nail clippers.
It's not transphobic. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about that. I didn't say anything negative about it. I just said she has nail clippers. Like, everybody has nail clippers.
This should brought to you in part by... Caitlyn
and
Jenner's
viewers
nail
like
clippers.
you.
And beauty. It's not the same thing.
Brought to you in part by Caitlyn Jenner's nail clippers and viewers like you. Thanks.
G.I. Joe. Up next on UPN.
Two black guys.
You stole it right out of my head.
It's like two broke girls. We're two broke guys. That's the name of our podcast now. SOGOpod presents Two Broke Guys.
I am now.
Yeah.
Fucking
rolling that dough right out the dough.
So, I've been playing some Vidya here lately.
Some Vidya?
Yeah, something...
let's go. Let's first, before we even get started on that.
Oh, okay.
We need to let everybody know what's going on.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome to Season 3 of the SOGOpod,
This is
everyone.
the second reboot of the podcast. And this is the gender-segregated season of the podcast. It's part scheduling issue and just part humor and like personality clash in a weird way. You know, like
so we're Hannity,
like,
they're Cole.
In a weird way. It's just that me and Kinder like to go on long diatribes and conversations with each other in general, and it's very annoying to anyone else who's on the podcast, not just Carly, not just Laura. Anyone else is on the podcast. When me and Kinder start talking to each other, we like to talk to each other. We don't talk to anybody else. It's rude, but it's just what we do.
Yeah, how we roll. We riff.
Yeah, we riff. And so this is rude to everybody else who's in the room. We'll just get rid of everybody else in the room.
Fuck you guys.
You know, and we'll let Laura and Carly do their thing because they have more interesting intellectual conversations than we do.
Sand Patrol.
So, you know, while we're over here making dick and fart jokes, they're talking about, like, issues of the day. And so, you know, I think that's a more
the religious aspect of Bibles and
let's talk about how wrong it is that the Bible
social
is
justice.
Social justice. I'm not going to go on that rant again.
I'm just so done with social justice right now.
I just think
I'm social justice.
I understand the anger and the
I thought you weren't going to go down that road, Frank.
I understand the anger and negativity that is placed upon the concept of social justice warriors. I just think that it causes an inverse or just a proportional it's proportionally related to the amount of people who are like, fuck social justice warriors, to the point where they have to go against social justice, which is like the stupidest fucking response ever. Like, gay people shouldn't get married because somebody wrote an article I didn't like in the gaming website of my choice. I just, like, that is, like...
I'm a libertarian. I don't care what you do, what you put in your butt.
Exactly.
That's your fucking business.
It's your business. Get married if you want.
Don't throw it in my fucking... I don't care.
Well, it's not even...
Do what you fucking do.
Throwing... It's just... I think white people... heterosexual cisgendered white males, or like you and I, are so used to it's white privilege. We're so used to how the world is because we're fucking the best. So
edit that, Frank.
So we think when people are like, you know, talking about it, it's offensive to the concept. Like, it's just stop being offended, white people. You have nothing to be offended about. You're the king of the world. White people are the kings of the world.
Nothing offends me, but at the same time, I, as a straight, let's call it Christian.
Yeah, you're straight. You get it from a different point of view too, because you're also a Christian. So you got even on top.
So
of that,
I am a straight white male, middle-aged, middle class. I am middle of the road as possible.
Right, you're the most average American in the world.
I cannot get any more expendable.
Yeah. That's the worst part about being white. Like that's that's the thing that people don't like. That's something I was trying to express. It's really hard to express these concepts on Twitter, so it takes like 20 tweets and nobody reads them. The story of my life. So I was trying to express that concept on Twitter, where I was like, it's it's cool to be all like fuck white people, but white people don't really give a fuck. One, because we're white, and what are you gonna do to me? I'm white, kind of thing. In a grand scheme of things, but like, we don't have the solidarity of other races, of other subcultures, of women, of black people. Like, white person doesn't give a fuck about another white person. Yeah. Like, a white male does not give a fuck about another white male. But if a black male sees another black male getting his ass kicked, he's gonna jump in.
And A, start kicking his ass,
right,
or B, help him out, depending on who the opposing party is.
Because a white person sees a white dude, he's like, fuck you, it ain't my problem. Because that's the white person motto. Ain't my problem. Yeah. Like, heterosexual cisgender white male, not my problem. Like, that's the not my problem. And
you fucked yourself up, boy.
It's how far you want to go with that. Like, you can be, oh fuck social justice warriors, but really the best response you can have is if you don't care about what's going on with other subcultures, other races, minorities, and everything, if you don't care, it's not your problem. Yeah. That's the best response to take. It's not my problem. You're not going to lose anything in this deal if somebody gets something that you already have. You're not losing anything. Yeah. You still have it. That's the thing I don't get. Like, people say, oh, sanctity of marriage. Like, you're not. You don't have to get divorced.
Let me clarify. It's not that It's not that we're saying not my problem. You can't get married. No, it's more.
It's more like,
not my problem. I don't care what you put in your butt.
It doesn't bother me either way. If you want to get married, if you want to be a woman, want to be a man, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I can have opinions about it, but my opinion means very little because I'm an expendable white person.
Yeah, and I am very aware of this.
Yeah, and like, just the knowledge that, and the part that I think the reason why people construe it as a reverse racism or this weird form of white oppression is that they think they're construing the idea that everybody gets judged equally in this egalitarian ideal that we have, that we all want to strive for, that everybody gets equal treatment. The problem with everybody getting equal treatment for a heterosexual cisgender white male, now I got nothing. I'm where they were. Fuck, this sucks. And that's kind of the worst part. And that's why so many people rally against change and progress and stuff like that. Because it's like, oh fuck, now I actually have to like work. And like, if I want to be a games writer or a creator or something, I can't. It's hard to stand out because there's already so many other straight white males out there. So what the fuck do I have to offer?
See, a lot of these SJW types, they want to be oppressed so bad they can't stand it.
You have the people who are minorities. Yeah. You have the people who sort of shield themselves in the problems of minorities. And that's a problem too. Yeah. And I see it all over my Twitter. I follow a lot of people you would consider SJWs because I like some of their opinions. Some of them I think are kind of shitty, but some of them are hilarious especially when they're going against each other. Yeah. Like, it's kind of funny to watch. It's like in a weird sort of sick way.
White male problems.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting here. I read through my timeline. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. Like, I had this one girl I've been following for a while. I'm probably not going to name her, but she's Persian. It's really funny seeing her tweets because like, she's all like,
is there Persian oppression?
Well, I mean, she's a person of color. In America, it doesn't matter what her race is. Somebody just sees her skin's a different color, and so they
is
automatically.
She cute? Well, then,
so and all of her tweets are like, she's a feminist, but then they're all like, but fuck white feminism, because it's all like, and I'm like, yeah, no, fuck white feminism. That fucking shit sucks. Because
you're right. White feminism is the worst feminism.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, okay, you have woman problems that are issues that are women's issues, but there's no statistical evidence of like systemic
You know what the
oppression.
male suicide rate is compared?
No, it's not. It's like in the MRA and stuff. There is no. I don't think there's really any outside of maybe the pay gap, which we can debate whether or not that even exists in the first place. There's no systemic evidence anymore that hasn't been eliminated when it comes to just the laws that we can look at of systemic oppression when it comes to white women.
Yeah.
Like, white women are treated exactly the same as any other white person when it comes to how the government treats them.
They
Black
kill me,
women
man.
of color, women of any other, they have a hell of a lot worse. And all white women care about is that some construction worker fucking catcalled them when they walk past. That's all white women care about. And it's like, holy shit, these bitches are getting murdered. And you got looked at funny, and you're getting madder than they are.
White bitches be crazy, yo.
You're tripping.
You don't know how hard Oprah worked to get to the top. You don't know Obama.
And like, there's so many problems in the world. There are actual issues that haven't been solved, and white SJWs who want to focus on the most menial fucking shit. I can see why you get pissed off about stuff like that. That's the stuff that it's like, really? You care about the size of Laura Croft's tits, but you're not going to stop the police officers from carrying M16s and having tanks? You know?
Yeah.
You don't care about the government taxing the shit out of you with an overburdened tax code? You don't care about you losing your job to a fucking robot?
You don't care about mandatory minimum drug sentences.
Right. You don't care about that? You don't care about a fucking higher minimum wage? Like... some of them do, but they don't care about it in the same way that a person who actually has to work under the minimum wage.
As far as the minimum wage thing goes,
$7.25 is not enough. $7.25 is not enough.
But 15 is far too much.
Maybe 15's not even enough.
Nationally, it's too much.
15's not even enough.
Well,
statistically speaking, the minimum wage should be like $40 right now.
Well, let's put it this way. I think
we
we
look
can
at
both
the
agree.
inflation rates.
Hang on. I think we can both agree that it's not the wage that's broken; it's the money that's broken.
Yeah, but I think that the system is broken in general.
Oh, yeah.
It's that
It's federal
the
reserve.
idea of a CEO paying his employees more than $7.25 scares the CEO because that means he's not going to be able to buy another boat. You know, he might have to give up a couple of million on his paycheck.
No, because
because
when you look at it from the view of a true Republican, basically you're looking at tax breaks and wage decreases, or smaller wages, which keeps goods cheaper to produce. And when you have cheaper goods, you can have when you have cheaper goods, you can have better goods, you can have more exports, which leads to more jobs, and which leads to a better economy.
But it all makes sense on paper, but it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't,
because the free market doesn't actually work as it is right now.
Well, it does work, but we don't have a free market economy. We have.
I don't think deregulation and that kind of stuff is actually going to help it, though. That's my thing. Like, I can see libertarian viewpoints and that stuff, but like, to me, it's just like, not finding some way of like reining in the money in a way, because it just goes into people's pockets. It just goes. It doesn't go back into the economy like it should.
Well, the idea behind deregulation is that you have these big wigs and these rich people and all that, that lobby and all this crap and all this regulation and all this stuff that they can do to create pseudo monopolies and all. When you deregulate that, you take the power away from them, and when you take that power away, that money goes where it's supposed to go in a true free market economy.
In a true free market economy. Yeah. But there is government regulation.
And when you add more regulation to that, you add more control. And when they have more control, that starts to
the issue becomes like, I don't care about you. Like, you have, and there is like, unions served a purpose in the past because working conditions were fucking terrible and people were getting paid slave wages to kill themselves, and that kind of situation's coming back into play. Not just like people want to complain, the fucking burger flippers want $15 an hour in New York. Fucking they might actually need $15 an hour. We're talking about cost of living and everything like that, but like it's fucking impossible to live on $7.25 an hour. Like it's impossible.
But you're not supposed to live on it.
You're not supposed to, but
It's
a
not
lot
a
of
living
jobs
wage.
that should have been good wages, that should be giving you good wages. Like, think about every automotive manufacturer facility down here because of Kia.
That's what unions are supposed to be for.
You have a union in Georgia.
You
This is a
can't.
right to work state. They can just fire your ass.
Huh.
And if you unionize, you know what they're going to do? Pack up and go to fucking Mexico. So
Go on strike. That's
that's when they pack up and go to Mexico, or they hire a bunch of scabs. Like, it doesn't. It just the theory is that we will treat the workers good and give them good wages so that they don't unionize. So that's kind of how Kia does it. In Kia, it works. You pay them $20-something an hour. You give them good benefits. You give them bonuses. They'll fucking work their asses off.
Yeah. They
don't need a
lot
union.
of money in this facility.
They
too.
don't need it. They don't need the union because they get everything that they want. But everybody else on the periphery who has to kill themselves to serve this same facility that these people are making a shitload of money, it's a microcosm of our current economic situation,
All right, let's get off politics. We're probably going to have to cut half of that out anyway.
Politics are fun. That's only 15 minutes. That's not bad.
Yeah.
What is that noise?
It's USB trying to do something. I don't know.
All right, whatever.
Fucking might be my phone. Fucking rube.
Sounds
So
like
anyway,
the Terminator's coming in here.
Goddamn fucking USB bullshit, motherfucker.
Anyway,
so I've been playing some Vidya here lately, and I came across a little gem called God Damn It! A little gem
hope
called
that
God
doesn't
Damn It.
pick up.
It probably will, but whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be funny. But came across a little gem called Honey Pop, and if you don't know what honey,
H-U-N-E?
yeah,
Hunie
Hunie
pop.
pop.
P-O-P.
And if you don't know what
Really?
Honey Pop is, I'm sure you know what Japanese dating sims are. It's one of those, but you start off and you're just you're in your bedroom, I guess, and you're in the first person,
Right.
and this scantily clad fairy just shows up and says, "I'm a love fairy.
Okay. Pretty
I'm
good
here
so
to
far.
I'm here to get you laid."
This is my fetish. Okay.
Yeah. And you pretty much have a conversation with her. She's a complete bitch,
Yeah.
and I love it. Like, she's a bitch in the hot way.
Like a badass bitch.
Yeah, and it's 2D, just not really much moving or anything, just pictures.
Occasionally it'll fade into a different picture.
Yeah.
Shyly shrieking violet kind of thing.
Excuse me. But she criticizes you mercilessly. Then you go into a tutorial on how to play the game.
I mean, play the game.
Yeah. And you talk to these women, and you try to get them to become friendly with you.
Of course, right.
And you speak with them, and you learn facts about them, and you ask things ranging from what's their birthday to what kind of food do they
blood
like
type?
to
You
your
get their
boob
blood type
size.
in there?
Not
Oh,
blood
boob
type.
size.
Yeah, you get boob size
34 double D.
and height,
36C.
weight, that kind of stuff. Like, these women are just way too open about their height, weight, and boob size. Like, just okay. And you
Not
can
a normal thing. It's not normal.
and you talk to them and have conversation with them to gain points to use towards basically how much they like you. And yet, once you get past a certain point, you can take them on a date.
Okay.
And after you get to that point, you can take them on a date. And when you're on the date, you go to a randomized location,
Right.
and they show up, and you play a game of Bejeweled.
Well, I didn't
Essentially.
expect that to happen.
You play Bejeweled, and the
So
better
you play a match 3 puzzle game.
yeah, you play this game, and the better you do in it, you have to get past a certain score in order to be successful on this
You have
date.
to get a high score to score.
Essentially, first few were pretty easy, pretty easy peasy, and you eventually get like date items that you can use toward, to
They're
do
sort of
different
like
things.
the pay to win power up kind of things.
It's not even that. It's
Pay-to-win
just
mechanic.
there's no paying. It's just
Yeah. It's
But,
just the same concept.
After the date, you expect, okay, I'm going to get laid.
That's where the
No.
sexy time comes in. No.
No, you have to do this 4 times, And you can't date within the same day, quote unquote. Like you have to go to 4 different locations, and then it's like morning, afternoon, evening, night. And
so you play the game 4 times.
Well, not the game. You just go to 4 different locations within game, and it changes each time. And different things happen.
But you can only do 1 date.
Yeah, you can only do 1 date per day.
Okay.
And so you have to get up to 4 dates to
get it on.
And once you get to the 4th date and succeed in the 4th date, the woman,
fairy.
Yeah, well, not even the fairy, just the woman that you're talking to and dating and all. You have a conversation with her, pretty much saying, "Let's bone,"
right?
And you go back to your room and you do the do.
You do the do.
You know how you do the do?
How do you?
You play a game of Bejeweled.
Oh. Pussies and boobs.
And it's the strangest thing.
So as you break away the stuff, do you see the image in the back? Is
no.
Like one of those kind of things?
No, not even.
Where are the titties? Why are you playing this game?
What you do is the girl is standing next to the Bejeweled puzzle. By the way, there's no negatives, no high score in this one. You just have to fill up a bar that gradually depletes, and it never you can never really fail.
Going it faster than
yeah. So it's basically lightning round Bejeweled.
Okay. Well,
and every time you make a match and get a combo, they moan. So it's like that kind of thing. And then when you finally get the bar up like 3/4 of the way, then their top comes off. So here's the boobs.
Okay,
but they're still in the exact same pose. So they're just the exact same pose.
Arms crossed.
Not necessarily always that way, but yeah. So then you
smoking a cigarette,
and then you finally get to the fucking. You finally get to the end of it, and it almost sounds like a Street Fighter death noise. Just the that kind of thing. Like they
That's
finish.
How women do it.
And then it cuts.
I don't know if you've ever made a woman orgasm, but it sounds a lot like Street Fighter being KO'd.
But then it fades to black, and then it cuts to.
And then they go. Speaking bad kick.
Then it fades to black, and then it cuts to a vulgar picture. Usually, no dick, just a vulgar anime picture that. You have 4 little tickers on, 4 selections, and that usually includes underwear on,
right?
Underwear on with cum on it, underwear off, underwear off with cum. Almost.
So is this like Ninja Dog and Big Boss? Is that what we're talking about here on the ring? Like
it's the exact same pose, exact same character drawing and everything. It's just that you change layers.
Okay.
Like that's pretty much.
Come on, come off.
Yeah. And you do get little rewards throughout the game. They send you pictures through your phone and shit. But you can't jerk off to that. You can't. Who can jerk off?
I need 2 hands to play Bejeweled.
Like.
Well, number one, that's a lot of effort to go through for a picture of an anime girl with cum.
You could find on
turn
Google.
left out of this room and find a picture of an anime girl with cum on her. I don't even know if you actually have that out there. I could just do that, and it would just be there. It's not that hard. I blink and I see pictures of anime girls with cum on them.
The funny thing about the entire game, though, is the actual Bejeweled part is really fucking fun.
Well, who didn't see that?
It gets really fucking hard, though, with each date. Huh?
I bet it does.
Yeah. I don't think I've had an erection yet with this game.
It's like the concept of getting an erection from anything is just weird to me. Like, just the idea of being like, oh, yeah, I got a boner. Like, not doing anything with it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a boner. Like, no, I'm playing Bejeweled. I can see some weird psychosomatic thing going on, though, where you play this game for too long, and then you just start popping boners when you're playing regular Bejeweled. Yeah.
You do develop a strange attachment to some of these girls, because some of them are just so vulnerable. There's just one chick. She's my waifu now.
Why would you go through all this effort trying to woo a girl when
seriously,
vulnerable broken ones are so much easier.
You get to the point in the game because some of the conversations that you have are like, Oh, well, I'm getting to know you, like, for real.
Getting to know you.
And, like...
Getting to know all about
I don't give a shit about the porn. I just enjoy having
Spending
conversation
time
and playing
with you.
Bejeweled with you. Waifu?
It's just a matter of time before you get a hug pillow.
If I can have a Nikki hug pill.
It's just a matter of time. I come
Not
in here,
even the
Kinder,
fuck.
what's that on the couch? That's Nikki. Say hi, Nikki. She's really shy. What are you doing? Playing more Honey Pop.
Oh, she's so kawaii.
She's my waifu. Where's Laura? Who?
But seriously, if you can get over the social stigma of playing Honey Pop and people on Steam seeing you play Honey Pop, I recommend you play it, but not to jerk off.
So that's not good wank material, but it's a pretty fun game.
It's pretty fun game. If I could have just the dating sim without any of the fucking...
We're talking about some fun games.
I know where you're going with this.
I'll tell you about Dirty Bomb.
Dirty Bomb. It sounds like a SpongeBob, like, mermaid man enemy.
Yeah. It's Dirty Bomb.
Oh, wait, the Dirty Bubble. He is
Dirty Bubble.
Okay.
Dirty Bubble, Dirty Bomb. Yeah. Okay. Dirty Bomb. It is a free-to-play first-person shooter. Objective-based first-person shooter from the makers of Quake Wars, Enemy Territory, and Break, called Splash Damage. That's the name of the company. It has to be one of the better free-to-play first-person shooters I've played. To be fair, only played Team Fortress 2. So
I really like TF2.
I don't have a lot of experience. TF2 is not bad. I don't have a problem with TF2. It's just not my cup of tea. The problem that I have with TF2 is that it's sort of what I've, even though it's way older, I call it Hearthstone syndrome, where like the power creep is such that like you take fucking 2 days off and shit's changed. So no point in getting back into it.
Yeah.
Everybody else who's playing is way fucking beyond you. They've released 3 expansions, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. It's a problem with anything that adds so much new content on a regular basis, is that if you're not playing it constantly, you're done.
That's the problem.
You basically have to
Halo 4.
start over brand new. So the same thing applies to Team Fortress 2, where that if you're just starting playing, you got the basic shit. Everybody else got the best fucking guns they can get, fucking hats all over the place. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're getting your shit kicked in like every fucking time you try to just get into a fight, and you can't get anything done. You know, Dirty Bomb, not like that. They have different classes. There's technically 4 classes. There's the objective runners, basically, and they're just faster at doing stuff like disarming C4, arming C4, repairing stuff.
Don't forget your medics.
Right. Then you have your medics, and then you have your fire support, which is they usually carry extra ammo, and they for everybody ammo packs, and then they also usually can call in some kind of airstrike or artillery strike. And you have your assault, which are just dudes for killing people. You can kill people with anybody, obviously, and people do. But those are sort of the semi-specializations for everybody there.
I was going hard with medic last time I played, man.
Dude, so then the way it works is that they give you these loadout cards, and you get random drops of these equipment cases that contain anywhere from the lowest tier, which is lead, all the way up to the highest tier, which is cobalt, but they're super rare to get anything. So the levels of the loadouts are lead, iron, bronze, silver, gold, and cobalt, I believe. And basically, it's just the first 3, the lead, iron, and bronze, no perks. There's 1 perk on the lead, there's 2 perks on the iron, there's 3 perks on the bronze. And everything above that is just a different skin for the weapons and the dude of varying rarities.
Yeah.
So it doesn't change anything else about the character. Perks are exactly the same as bronze level. They just look different. So there's no point in actually doing that, and you can get those drops more by paying and using real money to get these equipment cases, these elite cases that only drop silver to cobalt.
Yeah.
So no problem there. But with but if you just get bronze, you got the top tier best card you can get for that character without spending any money.
Yeah.
So that's basically the only differentiator, and the loadouts don't really do much. We're talking like 30-something% difference in various things.
Yeah.
So it's not like going to make the big game changer or anything like that. But it's an interesting concept. And so usually each character comes about maybe like there's usually 2 different weapons that cycle through as the main weapon between each of the loadouts.
Usually like a pistol.
Yeah. You have your pistol. Now you have your sidearm. You have your main weapon. You have your melee weapon.
Yeah.
And usually there's a separate set of those on top of that in the various loadouts. So, like, the dude I play as, Skyhammer, he's got the regular sort of M4 gun, but then he also has, like, one that's more of a burst fire, and then he has his revolver, but he also has a pistol, like a normal, like, 911, basically, or 1911, and then he also has either a knife or a cricket bat. And it just depends on how this loadout's set up.
I didn't realize he had a cricket bat. That's pretty good.
It's great. I beat people in the head with it. And and you just try to defend or attack. And it's the way it's built, the way the levels are constructed, it's just fun. Like, it feels like they built, like, there's like 4, 5, or 6, I think there's like 6 separate maps. But each one of those usually has about 3 sort of mini maps within it.
Yeah.
Like they feel like completely different areas that the main fighting is going on in. There's a lot of choke points. There's a lot of good places to hide around corners. A lot of open environments. And you have to know like how the map's set up to figure out if it's a good idea to take this particular character in. So dude I use Skyhammer, he calls it an airstrike. If I'm indoors, it's fucking useless.
Yeah.
It has a minor grenade effect if it's like hits near somebody, but not enough to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Splash damage, basically. So, if I'm indoors, no point in fucking using it. So I got to find somebody else who is more in line for that thing. Medic.
Fucking medic is
only
so good
only
indoors.
problems I run into with the game are the character balance is way to fuck off.
Oh god, yeah.
There's some characters who are way fucking OP. And of course they're the characters you got to pay for.
Yeah.
Or earn enough money to get, which is fucking impossible because we're talking like 50,000 credits per character, So, and they're like $10 a character. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there's no way of buying all the characters. It's not like a $60 buy everything package. There's bundles of like 9 of the characters are bundled into 3 separate bundles.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 characters in this one, 3 characters in that one, 3 characters in another one, and then they give you like some elite cases and some other stuff. But it's like, that's $15 for that, And
I bought this game.
Right. Like, and so there's a few things that I'm like, that makes the free to play. It's not pay to win. It's not full on like, if you give me money, you will get better. It's not like that. Because you can't earn everything that's in the game through hard work and determination. But, you can get a little bit of an advantage with some of the characters because they're just broken.
Yeah.
Like Phantom, they patched it like literally yesterday as of this recording. And he's not that bad now, but he's still fucking terrible. Like, he's a character who turns invisible.
Oh, jeez.
He comes equipped with the best submachine gun in the game as one of his loadouts. He has a sword as his as his melee weapon. And when he's invisible, he doesn't take damage. It just cuts off some of the invisibility for shooting him. So the timer just gets shorter on it.
Really?
So he's basically got a shield on top of that. So he can just run through your fucking bullet storm and cut your fucking head off.
Guiding your shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And just cut your fucking head off and then turn, and when he does that, that's when he turns visible. It's like he just can just run right through. There's some issues with him. He's just an assault dude. You're not going to be doing much with him outside of killing dudes. But if he's good at killing dudes, he can wipe the entire team. Like, I've seen it happen more than once. And I've also run into teams where the entire team is fucking Phantoms because everybody's using him because he's so OP. It only works in like they have it actually this weekend. as of this recording. Again, I don't know when this is actually going to go up. But they do this execution mode, which is sort of their very counter-strikey. You get killed, you're out till the end of the round, and the next round you come back in. And the whole point of it is to wipe the other team out or plant a bomb, and then if the bomb's planted, if they defuse the bomb, they win. Yeah. It's that kind of thing. And it's like, there's so many problems with that mode in general. Every time I'm playing, I'm like, I just don't get it logically. I'm sitting here, I'm like, just kill everybody? Okay. But then plant a bomb. But then as they defuse the bomb, the round's automatically over, even if you have a full team. So it's like, what strategy you want to go for? I get it. There's some complexity there. But at a certain point, it devolves down in the meta of just kill everybody. Yeah. And do it faster than they kill all you. You know? And like the map that they have, it's like a test map. Doesn't have any textures, not just gray world, basically. And there's such, like, you just see where the paths, like everywhere paths, you know? It's like everybody's going this way. You throw a fucking airstrike marker, you end up killing a dude, and you shoot this guy up here, and it's like, that's everybody's just going the same way. It's just the most efficient route, and this is what happens, and it's a repeat over and over again. Yeah. But as I kept playing that mode, it just started like somebody would come back, Phantom. So by the end of the round, everybody's fucking playing as Phantom, and it's like, I don't have Phantom, you know, I have Skyhammer, and you know, you get him for free, and I just got really good with him. That was my thing. Yeah. I was like, I really like this airstrike, you know, because it's fucking really useful because people like to clump together, and if you can get it in there without them seeing it, they just got fucking wiped out. And even if that doesn't work, you can take out EVs with it. You can at least move people away. You know, you can like throw it out. They see it. They run. They scatter. So you can get a little bit of a shock value to it. Yeah. Then you get the ammo pack, so you don't have to worry about ever running out of ammo because you're constantly throwing ammo down for yourself. You're helping other people out by throwing ammo. I see way too many people with the starting medic just running around with her because she has a shotgun, not healing anybody, not defibbing anybody, and it's the most annoying thing in the world.
That's my thing. With the medic, I thrive off of running into an area where my people are just getting camped on and killed like hell.
And just
defibbing everybody as fast as possible and then fucking their day up.
And throwing down some med pack, throwing down the little healing station.
Throwing down the healing station.
And it's really cool the way they
there.
balanced it out. Like, I think that the character Artie is way too similar to Skyhammer. I think they need to give him something else. I say because he has an artillery strike. It's almost exactly the same as the airstrike, but it's more precise. You can actually like pinpoint exactly where you want to get it. With the airstrike's an artillery mark. You have to throw it, so it just kind of lands where it lands. This is you can pinpoint it. That's the only difference, though. They're still just as limited in who can call it in where and everything. I have a problem with that only because I think it'd be cooler if Artie had like a fucking bazooka or something,
I have one character that's got a grenade launcher that was
pretty
Nader,
good. She's pretty good. Ralph Nader. There's some really cool things. A lot of things I really enjoy about the game that just keep. It has enough of that sort of wheel to it, enough of that cycle where you just want to keep coming back and play another round, one more round, that kind of thing. Because it's not hard to kill people, and you're a bit of a bullet sponge, and they're a bit of a bullet sponge. It doesn't take forever, but
it's definitely limited.
You ain't got to do the aim down sights. You can just hip fire the entire time, which is good. Like, I'm fucking Halo trained. That's how I do everything. Like when it comes to control, and it's made me a hell of a lot better with a mouse and keyboard, for sure. Like I'm able to actually finally maneuver the pinky finger into position. The only problem I have is because I'm always running, so I'm always holding shift, and I'll go up here to hit Q to do
change the toggle run.
No, I tried it. I just can't.
You can't toggle run?
I can. But my brain just wants to hold the thing.
You've got trained.
I've trained to hold it down. I could probably run enough where I toggle it. I think I had it on for a bit, but the problem I kept having with the toggle was that I always start off the match, fucking sprint button held down, pressing forward, just automatically start running. Yeah. If it's toggled, you have to tap it to cut it on before you can go forward. So if you're starting off with it already held down, it doesn't register as already running. So it's just enough to fucking throw me out of my gamer trance. Oh,
you threw off my groove.
You know, and now I'm getting killed. So I had to fix that. And then, but the problem I kept having is I'm always holding it down. So I go up to reach Q and it hits shift and the fucking Steam overlay pops up. It's the fucking most annoying thing. I gotta fix that. There's a few other things that I had to change it up where like, I kept seeing people running with their melee weapons. I'm like, how the fuck do you run with your melee weapon? You know? And then apparently you have to hit 3. And it's not like it's that far away. It's not that difficult to reach up there and hit 3. But that's just I want to stay in my spot. I'm not
playing guitar here.
Yeah, I want to stay in my spot. So I ended up changing the quick mouse because I never used quick melee. Yeah. This fucking third mouse button. Again, I can't do that. Yeah. So I said, well, that'll be my switch to melee. And I'll just fucking click and smack people with my cricket bat.
Every time I try to do quick melee, my finger rolls off the button real bad, and I'd like fuck my entire mouse just like trying to correct it. So I roll off and push the whole mouse forward, and my whole view just fucks.
Right, exactly. There's still some problems I have with mouse and keyboard style, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting a lot more used to it.
I definitely have to do more practice with it.
Yeah.
So Dirty Bomb, SOGOpod rates it.
8 out of 10.
Let's do it out of 10.
Okay, it's gonna be it's 7 mildly erect penises out of 10.
All right,
half flaccid dicks.
And that's not IGN rating either. We're going like actual.
That's what a 7 means. Great.
Yeah, if this were an
8
IGN
is great.
rating,
7 is good. It's a good game.
Yeah,
it's a good game. It's not 7 bad. It's 7 good.
Yeah. Anything above 5 is worth a play.
Yeah, especially a free fucking game. Yeah. You have nothing to lose. And I bet you the moment I put money into this thing, I'm never going to play it. Oh, yeah. So I'm never going to put money into it because I really enjoy playing it.
Since I paid for Honey Pop, I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give it a 6. 5.5. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
If it was free, then I'd give it a 6.
Yeah. I got so many fucking games I've gotten from bundles that I just haven't fucking touched.
Well, you want to take a break, and when we come back, I'll talk about the Xbox one.
Sure.
Xbox. Well, you can come back on the Xbox.
SOGOpod, turn off.
What? And we're back.
All right, can you tell me about the Xbox?
The Xbox. So,
Xbox number 1.
Numero uno. So I got an original Xbox.
So I bought an Xbox original.
It's my very first
game
game console.
I have 2 of those at my house.
Do you really?
Yeah. 3 actually. Shit.
Can I have one?
I have Tommy's.
Oh.
One of them doesn't work. Well, okay, one of them could work. I just have to like flash the firmware.
Get up in them guts.
Yeah. Like, I have everything about it works. I probably need to buy some replacement screws to actually hold it together because I think I lost all those in the move. Yeah. But it's basically ready to go. I can open it up anytime I want. The problem is it's something wrong with the hard drive. So I'm trying to debate with myself, basically. Do I want to take the disk drive out of this one that works and put it in my one where the disk drive's kind of funky but the hard drive works?
Yeah.
Or do I want to try to flash the hard drive on this one and have a working one that doesn't have stupid fucking gamer decals on it like they used to sell? Those like weird jelly decals that everybody used to buy back in the day. Yeah. This thing's covered with them.
You can just take the case off the shitty one.
Yeah, I'm sure I could transfer the guts from one into the case of the other one, but I feel like it'd just be easier to just, take the disk drive out of one and put it in the other one, even if it has all the stupid gamer decals.
I remember those have
works.
like the big ass fucking SCSI cables.
Yeah, so that's the problem. It's IDE cable.
It's not SCSI?
Yeah, it's IDE cable. But I do have an IDE port on my motherboard now.
Oh.
So it's not as difficult as it originally was. Originally, I didn't have an IDE port on my motherboard, so I was like, how the fuck am I going to do this? I have an old Windows XP machine that constantly crashes because it gets too fucking hot. It's got an IDE cable. But now I got to figure out how to open this thing up. And the only reason why I need it is so that I boot the system into basically safe mode to unlock the hard drive. And then I load on this recovery software, and it's super fucking confusing. I looked up all the information on how to do it.
Yeah.
It's confusing as fuck, but I'm sure I can follow the instructions. And if it works, then I got a working Xbox, no decals, everything's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 of those fuckers.
So anyway, I got myself an Xbox One.
Xbone.
And I opted to get one with the Kinect. Well, actually, I bought the Kinect separately for fucking cheap as hell. Don't buy a fucking brand new Kinect, or don't buy one for full price, please.
If you can find one in box,
I bought a used one, actually.
Well, I'm saying if you can find a original shipping Xbox One where they shipped it with the Kinect in box, which I'm sure there's stores out there that still have them on shelves, go for it. Unless they got them all shipped back to Microsoft.
Yeah. But I got Walmart actually has a fucking sweet ass bundle. You get the regular Xbox One right now with Halo is $350. Walmart has that Xbox with Halo, and you get an extra controller, and you get a choice of several games. Some games add some cash to it, but like Titanfall adds nothing. For $350 plus tax.
Right.
That's what gets you as the tax, but it's only $25, and you're still getting a $60 controller and a $50 game or $40 game.
Right.
It's a good deal.
It's a very good deal. Very good deal.
And I spent
Xbox One in general is a very good deal.
It is.
Compared to, if you're talking about going to get a modern console, there's no difference between PS4 and Xbox One. Any minor differences in systems are just minor. There's no difference. It's all about what games you're going to play. And even then, you're going to be playing third-party games on it mostly if you only play console. If you're a PC gamer, you're going to play everything on PC unless it's been delayed to shit or broken like Arkham Knight.
Yeah. I would say the main reason, other than as a media center, because it is my media hub, which the Xbox was made to do, literally.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole point when they started talking. And people were freaking out about that whole thing with the Xbox One.
I think it's brilliant.
They were talking about, it's all about TV. It's like, dude, did you not see fucking 5 years ago when they were talking about that with the Xbox 360? They did the same thing to the 360. They made it this TV box, this center of your living room.
And they fucking loved it.
They did that with the original Xbox. That was the whole point of that. It had a hard drive. You put music on it, and and you can stream from your PC, like all that stuff. Like, yeah, and people loved it, and they learned to love it on the 360, and everybody's like, TV. It's like, dude, it's fine.
They're just making it better. Shut up. Fuck you.
There's nothing wrong, and
Microsoft did nothing wrong.
There are business problems with the thing, like when you talk about
it's fucking Microsoft's PR team is awful. God awful.
Well, there's the PR issues, but there's also you want this to be my cable box, but I still have to own a cable box if for some reason I still have cable.
Yeah.
So I still have to have a cable box, but I just pass it through to this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like a weird workaround when you can literally go to your cable provider and tell them you want a cable card, and they have to provide it to you. And it's basically just the guts of the thing, and you can stick it in a computer.
Yeah.
And it's basically to make your own cable box.
Yeah.
If they just had done that for the Xbox One, nobody would have this issue. Boom, it's a cable box.
Yeah. I kind of like the pass-through idea, though.
It's good in concept, but when it just works as pass through your cable box into this thing, that's when it's kind of like, well, I still have to have this other box, The whole point of this box is to do everything this box is trying to do.
Almost everybody already has a cable box that has cable anyway.
Right, so if you have cable. If you have cable for some reason. If you live in the 21st century and are still paying hundreds of dollars to watch thousands of channels that you don't actually watch, then yes, you can fucking plug your cable box in this.
And for those people, there are a lot of people with cable. My parents and
I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I've lost all interest in cable because I've come to the realization that, like I said, you get so many channels, and I'm going to watch Comedy Central, probably Adult Swim, and then maybe occasionally I'll flip over and watch Conan. So that's 3 channels. I'm talking about watching.
Yeah.
And then I'm flipping through, you know, if I actually care, like I like wrestling, but if I cared about watching Raw regularly, okay, there. I'm not paying that much money a month to watch Monday Night Raw, you know, weekly. Like, shit, I can get on Hulu the day after, and it's a shorter version that's much better. And I pay like 1/10 of the price with Hulu.
Yeah. Well, anyway, picked up an Xbox One, got the Kinect and everything, and got it all set up, and it's pretty brilliant. I don't think I would like it quite as much without Kinect, because Kinect is fucking cool.
I feel
It's
like,
just
you know, when
fucking
they,
cool.
I think you wouldn't have had a problem, like if you had held out and waited for them to update the user interface, probably wouldn't have as much of an issue. I think your user interface was built with Kinect in mind, because they were thinking it's going to be in the box, you know, and so a lot of the shit's super convoluted for how you find stuff, where stuff's getting, where it's talking
They
about.
have updated
They
it
want you to
once.
just say Xbox whatever and go to that thing, you know.
Excuse me.
So they expected you to kind of use that stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, it makes sense, but yeah, I get it. And also, like,
Yeah. Well, the way they have it set up now, the
again,
navigation.
as a business decision, like, if you were going to put it in the box, just put it in the box, you know?
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, the moment they took that thing out of the box, it dropped the price $100, you know? That proves that thing was a fucking...
They put a lot into it, but they almost put too much into it.
Yeah, it's like they put a lot into it, and it comes with the idea that this is going to be in everybody's Xbox, so it's a piece that every developer
They
can
want a
take
piece of that
advantage
Wii
of.
pie.
Yeah, but like fucking Nintendo can't even get a piece of that Wii pie anymore. So like, why focus on it so much anymore? Like they're making a good decision with Morpheus, and I think maybe Morpheus might be a more user-friendly solution to VR than Oculus.
I think AR is the way to go, because I don't think we're ready for VR yet.
I think AR is... The only problem I have with AR is that my environment is already kind of shitty. You know, my house isn't that great. Even if I lived in a great house, I'm not a stylish person. I don't know. I live in a shitty environment. I don't want a shitty environment with AR shit all over it. You know, I want to go into another world, you know? I like that aspect. And I think, you know, there are talks of like the viewing area is actually very small on the Morpheus compared to how big the actual set is. And so like there's stuff like that. But apparently it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I feel like if I can see the edges of the box, as it were, it's kind of defeats the purpose, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But if they go quality over quantity, I mean, it's justifiable.
yeah, depends on what price point they release it at, and you know, if they can. I mean, if AR is, I think AR is a completely separate solution with VR. I don't think that they're actually one and the same, and I think that, you know, everybody else is turning left and Microsoft's turning right, which is very odd.
Yeah.
You know, it's very odd for
Well,
Microsoft
I think they're doing
to
the
go
right thing because they're differentiating themselves.
Yeah.
It's not just, it's another VR headset, so I got to put it in the list with all these. No, I have an entire other set of things to consider with this.
Right, which is like, you know, it could be a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like
You're not going to get
it's sort of
all
like the
these VR people.
N64 compared to the PlayStation. You know, like there's, you know, this is a cartridge-based system, this is a disc-based system, and we're getting certain advantages with this and certain advantages of that, but everybody else is going this way, and Nintendo is over here with their little cartridge system, like, and this is the way everybody went. So that's really kind of how it's going to work out. Like, everybody else is over here with thousands of fucking VR headsets. Holy shit, how many companies are coming out with fucking VR headsets left and right? And then here's Microsoft like, well, we got an AR solution for you, you know?
Yeah. If you say, let's consider the group of people that are going to buy a headset, you know, the 100%.
Right.
Say 70% buy a full VR headset. Well, then that 70% split by 5 different companies.
Right. And if we want to just go to the 2 big ones, it's Oculus and the Valve one. The HTC Vive or Vive, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's 2 that are splitting 70% of the market between each other. So we'll say 35% per. Now you still have a whole 30% of the market that might want an AR solution or might not want a solution at all, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 100% of them that are
the people
going
who
to
will
buy.
get one, yeah. I
so
think
they're
that
still
even
capturing
then,
that market, and then they don't have to compete with these different features. They're just a whole different thing, and then there's this opportunity to do other things with it. And then you have the whole Apple way of thinking with, all right, this is Microsoft compatible. We're doing our own semi-proprietary thing here. You can have your fucking VR, but we got our shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can do shit with us.
Yeah.
Like, so, fuck you.
Yeah.
Windows,
and,
man.
but there's nothing holding back Microsoft, because Microsoft has partnered with Oculus as well, you know.
Yeah.
So they're going to work with that.
Yeah.
So that's still part of their market too, you know. They still have that. Their solution is, well, we have this, but our VR solution is Oculus, come here, you know, like that's their VR solution, which, you know,
I think they're doing the right thing as far as that goes. In short,
yeah. I mean, I could see
as
Morpheus,
far as from a pure business standpoint, I think it's the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, considering it differentiates them from an overcrowded market,
Right?
Which is
is hard to do for Microsoft,
right? But at the same time, Microsoft's been trying to do that with every single one of their things, like recently. Like their whole new Microsoft that we see,
but it's working.
Has been that. But the phones aren't selling. Nobody gives a fuck about Surface.
Well, actually, Surface has gotten really fucking
but it's
popular.
Still not going to beat an iPad, and it's not going to beat an Android tablet.
It has, though. Surface has beaten iPad in spec. Oh, it's not beating in sales. Let me get that right. It's nowhere near fucking
and
iPad
without
sales.
The sales,
but
it's not going to beat them in
that's just the Apple
software.
aesthetic.
It's not going to beat them in what's available to
Well, I mean, it's
people.
basically a Windows computer at that point, but it's, Windows
but even
Touch
then, you can't
interface.
do things with it that Windows computers can do. And
they're basically selling it as almost as a Wacom tablet now. It's becoming
like
really popular with artists.
You have to, like, everybody wants to get in the tablet market, but tablets aren't selling because the iPads dominated the market.
And even the iPad's gone downhill.
Right, because now bigger phones are becoming the big thing.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird phablet craze that Samsung started with making big-ass phones has become the new way of doing it. Because everybody I want a tablet because it's a bigger screen, but I can't make phone calls, like that kind of way of thinking, like that kind of.
It's the trade-off between convenience and power.
Right. You want everything in your pocket.
Yeah.
And that's what the phablet design, that's what the 6 Plus for the iPhone is, that's what the Samsung Galaxy Note 7000.
As soon as they come up with a foldable phone that has, you can fold it one way and now it's a phone, fold it open to a tablet, and then we'll see some shit.
Yeah, the fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy from the movie. That kind of thing. Like, that's what we need.
Yeah. It'll happen.
Yeah, I think I've seen the fucking pull-out
that's pretty cool.
thing that they've had.
The fucking scroll. We're going backwards.
Yeah, fucking scroll. Electronic scroll. This is like some weird steampunk future that we live in. We have electronic scrolls and we're wearing headsets again. Like, the fuck happened to our world? We're going backwards now all of a sudden. I mean, but then there's also the other side of this entire conversation, which is, this is all could just be a fad.
Yeah.
Everybody's putting so much effort into it. I'm only mildly interested in VR. Yeah. Not even to the point where I would buy a headset.
I think VR itself right now is going to do the same thing that it's been doing with a little bit more success.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep coming back with a little more until the technology gets...
I still think it can afford to come back.
Well,
I feel like
it's just one of those things that comes back with fewer flaws, and as it comes back and gets more perfected,
and more improved. But see how long it took between the last big hurrah for VR and what we have now? Like, that's 20 years.
Yeah, but you got to think of the screen technology. It hasn't advanced much until recently.
Yeah. And as screens get better, the experience gets better, you get better fidelity, all that stuff. And, of course, next jump will be like a wireless solution.
I think
next jump will be a
the
whole
breaking
room
point
solution.
will actually be holographic will be the breaking point. Once they get real working hologram,
well, and they can figure out a way to incorporate that Morpheus-style AR tech into a glasses interface.
Yeah, the size is another thing, too.
Contact lens interface. When they can get to that point, then you're talking like full-on, Just give me robotic eyeballs, Microsoft. As long as they're not hackable.
There is a HUD contact lens that is out, and it was in Popular Science, and it was one of those like I won't call it a beta. It exists.
Yeah.
But it was prohibitively expensive and not very durable.
Right. We're talking about sticking something in your eyeball that's $7,000.
Yeah. So it's just you got to get consumer electronics for consumers,
right?
And it's not making money.
You're talking about rare earth elements, so you got trade deals, and there's the rarity of it all.
Yeah.
Like when you're getting to the point now where we're recycling electronics to get that shit back out of them because we fucking are running out of it. Like that's a whole other side of the issue that people don't think about. But yeah. If it's just a fad, I really don't think that. Well, Oculus, if this is a fad, Oculus is fine because they're owned by Facebook. Yeah. But Facebook ain't gonna give a fuck about that tech that they got. They might shove like 3 dudes in a corner and say you're Oculus now. Yeah. Like if it fails, and then maybe like 20 years from now, if Facebook still even exists, they'll have some kind of something will come out. Yeah. They'll have some other new big solution, but. I think, like, overall, it just seems like, Yeah. What are you going to do?
Anyway, getting back on the Xbox One thing.
Yeah.
If you get an Xbox One, I highly recommend you get Kinect because that shit's fucking cool.
Right. If you like having fun.
Yeah. If you like being amused by small things, and it does have some actual real life super usable. I caught myself actually using it when I needed to use it today.
I just like it is very novel. I think there was a bit of a novelty.
There's definitely a novelty.
I think that people, kind of understate that a little bit, but it is a bit of a novel thing. I don't underestimate its usefulness when it comes to that interface, but I also think that a new interface to come out, it's going to completely get rid of anything.
That's the least of my worries with Kinect is the interface. I can do a controller. That's fine. I can navigate menus with that, but when I want to go home or when I want to quickly record something or I want to search something without typing the fucking shit in.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, especially when you're talking about having a controller in your hand and trying to do the typing stuff and trying to do all that stuff. Like, nobody has come up with a good typing solution.
Yeah.
And I think
playing and pausing and shit after your
controller
dies.
But I think it only works if you have the camera, and it's like, you gotta spend $60 to get the fucking camera. So, because there it's like it uses the light on the controller, and you can kind of like tilt the controller to go where you want with the letters, It's apparently really good. And, of course, they still have their predictive text thing in there, too. But, like, the PS3 one's fucking terrible. Xbox One isn't that great.
Yeah. I ended up stopping using a 360 one after a few days.
Yeah, and so you're talking about using that to search for fucking something on Netflix or whatever, know. And it's still a problem with fucking controller for the Roku or whatever. Like, it's still just a big of an issue. So, being able to say to your box, give me, give me the movie I want to watch.
Rather than going through 10 menus and all that, just say Xbox, Netflix.
Xbox.
Go to Netflix.
Go to Netflix. And you say, Netflix, my list.
Yeah.
House on Haunted Hill or whatever, for some reason.
I think the coolest fucking thing though that is out right now with that fucking Kinect is the TV and audio control. Because I
didn't even know that was in there. Like
it's the IR blaster,
Yeah, when you just said Xbox off and it cut your TV off, and when you said like Xbox volume up and it turned your volume up
through the receiver, not the
TV. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was easy to set up. I didn't even have to look up remote codes.
Yeah, because that was the cool thing about the PlayStation 3 that fucking blew my mind was like, I plugged the fucker in and it has a setting in there where you can just do everything through your remote for your TV.
Yeah,
because it's just all HDMI. So I'm sitting there controlling the XMB for the PlayStation 3 with the controller, and Netflix works with the controller. Hulu doesn't for some reason, But I can fucking play, pause, rewind with my controller. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and like when you have a family, that fucking Kinect is great. Because I had Ella earlier, and I had her, and she was being whiny and all, and Damien was watching Phineas and Ferb, and Damien, it's time to come eat.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to. Xbox pause. fucking pauses.
Right, you ain't got to run.
Get your butt on the table.
Press a button or whatever.
You don't have to go and turn the controller back on. No, it just fucking stops.
Right.
And then I finished eating first, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to download an application. It was Xbox Snap fucking home. And it goes home, and Phineas and Ferb stays where it was, but I can do whatever I need to do, then go back where I was. It's fucking, just get a Kinect. If you get an Xbox, just save a little bit. Get a used Kinect or the refurbished one.
I just don't know why you don't just put that concept into the controller. Like, at least the microphones.
Yeah.
You know? Like, at least pop the
I could see that,
microphones in
but
a little
the camera
pod
thing
under the thing or whatever. Like, the voice controls could be done with a headset, with a fucking microphone attached to the controller.
It could, but then you get the problem of people Xbox off online, and fucking it up. The camera reads your lips and knows you're not addressing it and all
I could
that.
see that being an issue, but that's issues they could figure out.
Yeah.
I think the voice controls are cool,
too.
but do you really need this $150 box if you can't find one used?
Yeah.
That to do all this stuff for you. I think that is prohibitively expensive at this point.
It is far too expensive. I won't say it's far too expensive for what it is, because it is a very advanced peripheral.
Well, for what they're selling the Xbox One for, $350, and they're talking about selling this Kinect for $150. It's like,
I won't say.
Has they even actually released the Kinect separately, or is it just
it's out.
Like, okay? So I thought for a second it was just third-party sellers who would say, "Well, it's $350, and the original Xbox One price was $500, so this must be $150." Like, it's not that kind of thing going on.
Yeah, they actually released it as $150.
Okay. So that's
I won't say that a Kinect isn't worth $150, but they shouldn't have had a $150 peripheral. Excuse me.
Packaged into the box,
yeah. I mean,
especially
I'm
if
glad
the
they did
peripheral
because
is
it's so
actually
cool.
$150.
Yeah.
Like, if the peripheral is actually $150, you're not saving any money buying it separately.
Yeah.
Like, or buying it bundled. Like, that's the thing that really, like, because, well, to be fair, when they first dropped the price, they only dropped it $100.
Yeah.
It wasn't until a few months later where they did the supposed sale for Black Friday where it dropped down to $350 and stayed there.
Yeah.
So, like, you could make the argument that it's $50 cheaper to buy it bundled with the Kinect, but you save, you save money doing it that way if you want to Kinect instead of buying it separately down the road. But now, you're not saving money either way. You're going to spend $500,
So if you get an Xbox, go Walmart.com, get the fucking bundle deal. It's like $370 something with tax.
Like that on like Amazon and shit too.
Walmart's the only one, man.
Only one.
It's the only one that's got it.
Shocking.
Yeah. So go to Walmart, get that shit while it's still there, and then go on eBay and find Joe Schmo and buy his Kinect that he doesn't use because he's stupid.
You put it where
that's what I did.
Spied on by the NSA. I still think there's a lot of bad press out there. I still think that John Q. Public doesn't fucking know shit about the Xbox One still. I still think they think it's some kind of government spy box. They think it's fucking always online. You have to have the
It was scary
internet.
at first, though. I mean...
Oh, it's super... Like, around the same time, you had them come out with all this stuff about the government spying on you, and then here's this fucking major corporation that was implicated in this spying saying, we're going to put a camera that's always on and listening to you in your fucking living room. Is super scary,
And when you try to say that's not how it works...
I don't fucking know that, because my computer's also not supposed to fucking tell the government what I'm doing.
Fucking turn the damn thing on without fucking...
it's going to be connected to the internet 24/7, and it's got a camera. That it literally is the fucking worst thing in the world. Like, when you say, this thing has to connect to the internet, and also it has a camera and a microphone attached to it.
Yeah.
Your life is no longer private. Like, that's what that screams. So I can see, from a logical perspective, why people would freak out about that.
But you do got to remember that they do have open source developer kits for the Kinect, and there are no true backdoor. I mean,
there are no backdoors that your standard software developer has access to.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there's something there.
Yeah, you can create one, you can develop one.
Yeah, exactly.
But you still have to upload that firmware.
I mean, it's just
Kinect.
been sort of government standard protocol when dealing with tech companies to be like, put a little something in there for us. Like, they do that for everybody. They do it for Facebook. They do it for, like, that's why Apple's gets people so fucking like, yeah, because they're all like, no. Like, that's become their big thing now. It's like they're going for being the privacy company. Yeah. Like, they've been like, everything is encrypted and nobody's getting it even with a court order. You press a button on your phone and you can kill it. There's literally like they have to Find My iPhone. You can fucking dead drop your fucking iPhone. Like, you can literally leave it somewhere, and then some fucking loser picks it up and then fucking types in the code, and you get the information, oh, somebody's trying to access the phone, kill it. Yeah. It fucking wipes everything, and you're never getting it back. It's like, that's cool. Like,
to be fair, they have it on Android, too.
Well, yeah.
For free.
Well, this Find My iPhone's free, too. I mean...
No,
but also, you know, the thing is, Google's doing with all your information is they're taking it and they're like, hey, advertisers.
The thing about it, though, is it comes standard on iPhone, whereas you have to seek it out on Android. Because Laura didn't have that and she needed it.
Well, I think that you technically you can't, like, the Find My iPhone doesn't come on that. You have to go to the App Store. And
okay.
But it is a free app. Like, it's
so it's similar.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I'm sure it's more well known.
I guess it's an opt-in kind of process, kind of thing. They have to keep numbers for this kind of stuff.
Something I didn't know was that apparently, even with police orders, the like Verizon or cell carriers, they can't track your phone, not pinpoint it anyway.
Yeah.
And what they can do is they can brick it. Yeah. And, the phone company can brick it, no problem. But that's about as far as they can go.
Yeah,
because when Laura got her phone stolen, we figured, this guy is stupid. We'll have his location just like
can't
look
just
at
GPS ping him like that. It's illegal.
And I figured, it's fucking cops. They got this shit. They smile at us all the time.
Right.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry, we don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I really don't think there's you can make the argument that. Because iPhones, because of how they're released, because there's only one company making an iPhone, but there's thousands of companies making Android phones, that the way that the actual hardware and software develop on it is completely different, because you only have what you have to work with on the iPhone, but there could be some Samsung that comes out that's got fucking the shit that I've seen some fucking phones do, like Android phones do. I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Like, I think Alan, I think he had his Samsung phone or whatever phone he had, and it's like shit that I would like be like, oh, that's kind of exactly the thing I need. Yeah. Where he's just like, and it closes the fucking page.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Just fucking to your head. You don't have to fucking touch it. For people who can't see me, you just like a nod and the fucking thing locks, and it's like, holy shit! I didn't even touch it. That's pretty fucking awesome. Like,
I just want my camera to work. Fucking, it's been a great phone. I got the HTC One M7, and it's an amazing phone. But the fucking camera, God, the fucking camera's purple.
And you see the shit that like, and they're finding, and it's like the iPhone 6 came out, and everybody's like, oh, well, here's these Android phones that have all the same stuff the iPhone 6 has, and they're bigger screens. So it's like, it's an iPhone, and like, but there's something about this. It's an aesthetic thing.
It's the hive mind, is what it is.
It is the hive mind, but there is like really something cool about the things you always hear in the tech horny stories that come out about iPhones and iPads. It's like, oh, the Gorillaz recorded this whole album on an iPad. Yeah. And, that fucking trailer for that movie I sent you, it's filmed entirely on iPhone 5S's, and it looks amazing with just an $8 app and a Steadicam rig, and I think they fucking kickstarted a fucking anthropomorphic lens for the fucking iPhone camera. That was it.
That is another thing about the iPhone is nobody can match the shit that they have for as far as hardware goes.
Exactly. Yeah, there's people out there making great peripherals for it. People out there making great apps for it, and because it is a closed system on an app store, you get a lot of shit. There's still a lot of shit. That doesn't mean that good stuff comes in, because they don't give a fuck about it as a gaming platform. But to be fair, neither does fucking Android or Google when it comes to Android. Yeah. They don't really care. So games are fucking clones of clones of clones, and they're all fucking shitty. And then it's fucking but they don't give a shit about all that stuff. Where here's these fucking developers who are charging $2 for their game. But here's this fucking asshole who makes an ad-supported free version that's exact ripoff. They don't do shit about it. Yeah. So this guy's losing money, and these guys are fucking making bank making the exact same game, just had Game of War ads all over the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And they don't give a shit about that, but then they go and take down a fucking historic Civil War simulator game because it has a Confederate flag on the goddamn thing. Oh my god.
Anyway, I believe we have
stupid.
some.
I think everybody was on the same side of that one. It's like, come on.
Really?
Even people who are pro flag or whatever, or people who are anti-flag were like, you don't get it, do you? Like, Apple, you jumped the gun again. It's like not the first time they've done this kind of stuff. Like they fucking denied Papers, Please, like the first time it tried to get it approved for the store because it had nudity.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking crudely drawn nude woman in a fucking scanner, and it's super uncomfortable, and it's supposed to be uncomfortable, so she has to be naked because you're not supposed to want to do that because that's invasion of privacy. Like, it's the point of the game. And then they're like, no, it's got a boobie on it. All right, stay tuned for more of Two Broke Guys. I guess we're going to call it.
Yeah.
So Two Broke Guys, it's a vaguely cultural, it's a pop culture, whatever, video game.
Wow,
it's whatever we're interested in, which is usually what you're interested in too. So listen along and stay tuned for Carly and Laura's podcast about vaginas.
It's not going to be as good. Nah. We're not sexist or anything.
Weirdly enough, their videos were getting way better numbers than ours were.
Yeah. Female privilege?
Female privilege. No, female privilege is not having to make your pee sound louder so your dick sounds bigger to other guys.
Good night, everybody.